So let's look at some numbers, and we're going to use our heat maps again. Is that a lot? If 5,000 people in country A have died of COVID-19, is that a lot of people? It's hard to answer that question because we need to know how big country A is. If country A has a population of 212 million, 5,000 deaths, while sad, is still different than if the population is only 120,000. So how do we do the math on that? Let's see. How can we compare between the two countries with two populations? Well, just as a percent, we need to take the total number of cases divided by the population, and that gives us a percent of the population. So here, 5,000 out of 120,000 is 4.1%. And versus a much, much larger population, it's only 0.002%. So quite a big difference. We would think 5,000 is a lot for country A if the population is very small. But if the population is 200 million, 5,000 is not a big number. But our goal is to compare these numbers evenly. And let me show you how. Okay, here we have 3 different countries, and we want to see how they compare to each other. So first, let me tell Excel that these are countries. And if I click on the Data tab, I can see I have some options here. Currencies, geography, and I'm going to select geography is countries or regions. So I'm going to click. And now I want Excel to tell me the population. So here I can make my own function by typing equal and cell number 1 and dot population. And here it has given me the population of Cameroon. And if I copy this and paste, I now have the population for the United States and for Japan. Now I've got the COVID rates, but I need to compare these based on something that's the same. And the number we usually use for that is 100,000. So let's get the percentage here. For Cameroon, I need to make my own function. And I want to take total number of COVID, and I want to divide by the population, and that equals 0.000038. That's not really a meaningful number for most people because this is based on 100. So 0.003 people out of 100 have gotten COVID. So let's make it 100,000. And I'm going to take this and times 100,000. And now I get about 380 people out of 100,000. And 0.277733 doesn't help me so much. So I'm going to remove those. And I'm going to go up here and click, 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 click. So about 380 cases per 100,000. And let me copy. And let me paste. So now I can see that there's quite a big difference between the United States and Japan and Cameroon. And even though Japan and the United States are kind of close in population, there's a huge difference here. Now let's do the same calculation with deaths per 100,000. So I'm going to go up here again, equal. I'm going to start my function with deaths divided by population, and then times 100,000. And once again, I want to just make this an easy number. And copy and paste. So now I can see a huge difference. Cameroon and Japan are relatively close, but the United States has almost 20 times the death rate of Japan per 100,000 people.